seinen 55 Lenzen ist er der älteste Starter hier beim European Darts Matchplay 2018. Hat es jetzt zum allerersten Mal in den entscheidenden Sonntag geschafft, spielt also jetzt gleich sein erstes European Tour Achtelfinale. Herzlich willkommen, Paul Rowley! Paul Rowley muss ran gegen den Vorjahresfinalisten von Hamburg, die aktuelle Nummer 6 der Welt. Er hat das letzte European Tour Turnier, die Danish Open, gewinnen können. Im letzten Jahr gab es den ersten Major-Sieg. 2017 gewann er die Champions League of Darts. Ladies and Gentlemen, aus Wien, the gentle Mensur Suljovic!
Game 7 of this Sunday afternoon session. It's the last 16 of the European Darts Matchplay in Hamburg. The last ranking tournament of the first half of this season. A lot of players are going to be having big breaks after this one if they're not involved in Blackpool at the World Matchplay. I wonder what they're going to be doing this summer. Well, we do know that Mensur Suljovic will go into Blackpool as one of the favourites. Paul Rowley, on the other hand, I'm not sure what he's going to be doing for the next couple of months, but he's very focused on this afternoon. He's never been here before. A Sunday on a European tour, and he's loving life right now. Unfortunately for him, he's here. Mervyn King is sitting next to me, who played him yesterday.
Hello, Paul. How are you?
I'm very well, Merv.
Good. Yes, gave him some chances. He took them with both hands. It's my own fault. I had first chance at the doubles. Missed them. He went, thank you very much. I'll go into the next round, and you can go on commentary.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. First flag is Paul, the throw first. Game on.
And we're all the richer for it, Merv. And I said it many, many times before. Paul Rowley doesn't have a nasty bone in his body, but he's going to have to get ruthless today if he's going to get over this hurdle. Suljovic has played decent this week. Only had the one game, of course, against Boris Koltsov of Russia, but there were periods in that game where Koltsov went for him, and Suljovic was up to it. Rowley, on the other hand, has played 4 games to this point. Beat Ted Everts 6-5, beat Steve Lennon 6-5, Darren Johnson 6-3, and of course yesterday against Mervyn 6-4. So unknown territory for Paul. Be interesting to see how he gets on.
Well, he hasn't started too badly, but then again, Mensur,
121.
being the player he is, won't be fazed by that at all. Fantastic player, world-class player, as we all know.
Well, you go way back with Mensur, don't you? Didn't you play him at his first Lakeside?
I believe I did, and I think I can remember seeing him at the Swiss Open before then. Yeah, it's been many moons ago that I frequented the Swiss Open.
Many a fan of Suljovic in the audience. I remember being on the European Tour and seeing the 3 Whitlocks before, all dressed up as Simon Whitlock. Well, we had the 3 Suljovics there in the shirts. And what he's looking for right now are 3 20s, with 1 dot, of course.
We've got the Mensur shirts on. Remember some other people using the Peter Manley shirts, the ones with the flamingos on.
That's right, very pink. Well, Paul Rowley was looking for a 60, a 20 and a bullseye there. First start let him down. You can't make those mistakes against Mensur, someone who is the most recent winner on the European Tour.
Might take him a leg or 2 to settle down, but with it being such a short format, he can't afford to do that, especially against a player of Mensur's capabilities.
You can't do it on Mensur's throw either, because Mensur is very, very hard to break. And when you give him a break of throw in the very first leg, he's not the kind of person to let you back in. He loves winning by big margins.
81.
Career earnings for Paul Rowley around about the £25,000 mark. Suljovic is rather different. He's been earning quite well in the last 12 months as Mr. Suljovic. Got 6 figures for the Champions League win in Cardiff. He'll defend that in Brighton this year. He, of course, will probably be in the top 8 in the world, but if he isn't, then I assume he will be invited as the defending champion.
105.
Cover shot with the last start there, going for the bullseye. Left 116, which is a better finish than hitting the ton, leaving 121.
140.
It's a bit better from Paul there, a little bit more in control of the dart, not quite as quick, getting a better result.
He's a quick player though, isn't he?
Oh, definitely. With Mensur sliding in here for 116. This one's a treble 20 first start, leaves him 56. 20 for double 18. And hits it, takes a second there, goes into a 2-0 lead. Holds his throw. Now Paul Rowley really has to start well here to keep hold of his throw.
83.
It's interesting that Rowley is behind here. He started matches fairly well in qualifying and over the last couple of days. But Suljovic looks to be in pretty good nick. And we saw in the last match that Gezi Price looked very comfortable in the heat. And Suljovic knows all about hot European venues. He's actually won in Denmark, won in Riesa, where it does get fairly hot. Played very well in Austria at Graz when we had a blisteringly hot weekend there. I was looking at the career earnings of Paul Rowley,
60.
right about the £25,000 mark. It's a little bit different for Suljovic, just shy of $1 million.
Little. What if he'd lend us a 5?
55.
Paul doesn't seem to be scoring as well today. Maybe the occasion of playing Mensur and also the last 16 of a European event just might be just playing on his mind a tad.
I think the approach would be very good for Rowley to say, there's no pressure on me today at all. All of the pressure is on Mensur. They expect him to beat me. Go up there, have a blast. And that's better from Paul Rowley. Gets himself to a very doable 1-2-6. And Suljovic now will be looking to take this out. No laying up. He gets the 60 and the 51, he will go for the bull. But no 60 is hit. That's a good adjustment. Might go bull here. Yeah. Probably 3 for double 14 if he returns.
1-2-6 for Paul. He'll start on the 19s. Another treble, which leaves him double 6. Just outside. Great attempt there at 1-2-6, but he really could have done with hitting that, as Mensur wants a 2-dart finish to go 3-0 up and with another break of throw.
I could go anywhere here. 3 for double 14. Yeah.
Good call.
Oh, he's missed it. Plan B, double 7.
17.
And a chance for Rowley to get back in this game. This is vital.
This has to go. And does.
Great
Great dart from Paul. Holds himself into this match. I know it's only a holder throw and he really has to think about breaking Mensur, but now he's got that leg on the board. It's really important.
Well, early on in our careers, Merv, we can say that when you get that early double, it does settle you down, doesn't it?
Oh, very much, very much. Takes all the longer it takes you to hit a double and get that leg under your belt. I don't know, they seem to get smaller, and the more you look at them, the smaller they get.
Well, the perfect example of that was early this afternoon with Andy Bolton and Jelle Klaassen, and I watched Klaassen's game last night against Michael Smith. He played sensationally well to deny Michael Smith the place in this Sunday's action. But today, it just didn't happen, and the more the game went on, Andy Bolton grew in confidence, and Jelle seemed to wilt.
Mensur certainly loving these 140s at the moment. There's another 2 in this leg.
Just puts so much pressure on you.
2 in the leg before, or was that the leg before that? Or was it both?
So much to admire about Suljovic. The action has changed over the years since he came into big time darts.
89.
But the fundamentals of that throw have got better. He doesn't wing his hand away from his face more. It's more linear now. It's straight up and down.
132.
Well, he doesn't have to go for the bull here, but he might look at treble 20 potentially. Hit a straight ton to leave double 16. Well, what do I know?
That's why we're sitting here.
Trying to figure out Mensur Suljovic's way of going for things takes a lot of practice.
Paul's struggling a bit here. He just doesn't seem to be scoring as well as he has been. And you just cannot afford to do that against Mensur.
No. There's one. Went for the treble 17, of course.
No, he's not. 18.
No, it's the right thing to do.
16. No point in going for balls. I would pull back on 2-2-3.
There are certain players who have been in this tournament who would have gone for bull there, like James Wilson. He goes for everything he sees, and I think that was the smart play. No point doing anything silly, especially now as Rowley's on 168. He can't finish that, so Suljovic can canter his way to this leg, but only if he hits the double. That's good. He doesn't have to be on his A game right now, Suljovic. He has got more gears than this. But right now the 6th seed is cantering. He's halfway there, and Rowley needs to lift. Otherwise, he will be going back to the Midlands.
It's a better start from Paul. 2 treble 20s there, found the 140. I don't think that's going to bother Mensur too much. He's been starting legs very, very well. And yet again, he finds 2 treble 20s and followed by a 3rd. I think that's inspired him, if anything.
The better you get, the better he seems to get.
100.
And the guy who knows that Gary Anderson hates playing him. Just look at the passion in his face. Every time he throws a dart, he expects it to hit the target.
100.
Now we go on about the way his arms flail a bit, but it always seems to happen after he's thrown the dart. It's a bit like when Arnold Palmer used to hit a drive. He'd hit the ball, then he'd have that little flail at the end. It's just theatrics. He might need a 140 here. Suljovic. Where's he going to go? Bull, maybe? Oh, bit of a slip. So Paul Rowley's got 6 darts from 180 to get himself within 1 again.
60.
He had a few of those yesterday, Paul Rowley, as did yourself, Merv. 3 basically on the wire, just cuddling that treble 20 segment.
Well thrown darts, just unfortunate the wrong side of the wire. It happens sometimes.
Well, they're the right side, and that's a miss. Complacent dart from Mensur, expecting to hit the 18. He didn't do that. So 20 for tops. Oh, very good indeed, and in a flash, he's got another one of those finishes just like yesterday, and he needed that.
I was going to say, I bet he doesn't miss tops, because he certainly didn't against me.
No, he did not. Was it 200 checkouts and 2 120s?
60.
Oh, the first sign of Mensah struggling a little bit? No, I don't think so.
Well, what I liked from that camera angle is that we saw from the side when he hit the treble 20, the 20 was maybe 3.5 centimeters high, and then he needed that exact same adjustment to tops, and he was up for it. Showed very good patience, and patience sometimes is the wrong word to use for Paul Rowley, because he's very, very quick.
60.
But you've got to be patient when Mensah's at the hockey, because he's not exactly the quickest.
Quite a difference in the averages there. 86 to 102.
100.
I always used to say that a Mensah Suljovic game was always 99. The amount of games that I covered for him that were 99 averages,
100.
it was almost like the guy liked games with a flake in.
I forget what chocolate's like, Paul.
Dart player's diet doesn't involve chocolate these days. It involves lots of ketchup, lots of red stuff. That's exactly what Suljovic has just got.
100. Mensah found 103.
How's he going to go for this 103 bull? Leaves 78. That leaves 24. This will be creative. It's very good, you know. Can't say I've ever seen that before.
I think that'll hold, though.
It will. It all adds up.
You're
not allowed to take a calculator on stage. The calculator's in your head.
140.
If he'd have gone bull there, I don't think he would have done a Dave Pallet and gone 3 bull. But the weight of the dart from Suljovic today has been very, very good indeed. He's had a couple that have skewed off into the side segments, but ominous signs for the rest of the field. Will it be Van Gerwen versus Suljovic later? The world #1 against the newest winner. There's every chance of that. Well, as soon as I say he's got the weight of the dart.
On the whole, his first dart has been absolutely excellent. The other two have not been too shabby either.
Yeah, it's a steady performance from Mensah.
Paul sets up a 161. Mensah's looking to put a bit of pressure on it.
Oh,
that was a 140.
60 on the floor.
I think the deflection from the other one just took the weight of the dart off.
Yeah,
so
absolutely spot on. Well, it's a good save from Rowley, because the first 2 darts weren't up to scratch. But now, you know for a fact that Mensah is going to leave a finish. Is he going to leave 86? Of course he is! And now the 94's got to go. Might look at the bull. That changes everything.
I'm surprised he's gone that way. If he gets it, that'll be right.
86.
That was unlucky.
86.
Personally, I'd have gone for bullseye first dart with Mensah sitting on 86.
I was going to say, is it the bull that Mensah would need? But no, it's double 16, and that is absolutely lethal. That's the first show of massive emotion from Mensah today. 5-2 to the good, and he's playing beautifully.
I think that was more along the lines of, I'd done well in that leg to win it, with Paul being ahead. If you look back on there, the 2 5s were the Talon darts that really cost Paul that leg.
Yeah.
Okay, he had 1 dart at double 8, but that was to do with the pressure that Mensah put on.
266 in 5 darts. 5 perfect darts from more than halfway away from the finish line.
Well, if that's the best he can do.
Well, it'll have to do, won't it?
Exactly.
Great standard from Mensah. And 16 and a 15 dart leg isn't bad for Paul Rowley, but in this modern age of darts, sometimes that just isn't good enough against someone who is flying.
Well, if you look at the 2 legs previous, it'd be 16, a 13 and a 12 from Mensah. And that last one, he come back there and took it with a 14.
Yeah. As you were in this leg, 3-1 each.
It's a mountain to climb now for Paul.
I'm sure even though he's behind, he's loving this experience. He's not done yet. And he gets a 140 to lead 161. Still got something left.
I'm sensing a big shot here for the pressure from Mensur.
Oh, look at that for a first dart. Just over the top of that one. Oh, it's Mystic Move! Mystic Move. He felt it coming in his water.
Anybody want the lottery numbers?
51 for Bull for Rowley. What a good setup, just in case Suljovic can't close it off.
61 for the match. Will that be half full? Oh, he slipped into the 19 there. 42 left.
14 for double.
I think it might be. Double 14 for the match. And finds it. Runs out a 6-2 winner over Paul Rowley, the man that took me out yesterday. He didn't play anywhere near the way he did against me. I feel slightly sorry for him, but Mensur, on the other hand, what a performance.
What a great back nine from Mensur Suljovic. He was close to Rowley at one point, but then he just went berserk. And at the end of legs, he was as good as I've seen this weekend. And he needed his old favourite to punctuate that performance. What a great win for Suljovic. He will play either Kim Huybrechts, the Hurricane, or William O'Connor, the Magpie, later on this evening in the final quarter-final. We will find out who he will play very shortly. He's going to have a little sip of Wasser. And we're going to hear from Mensur with Elmar right now. Stay with us.
Steht im Viertelfinale. Das war gut gespielt. Gutes Match.
Ah, das war harte Arbeit, wirklich. Der hat super gespielt. Ich habe Pulver verloren. Ich habe gesagt, Mensur, bitte gib nicht auf. Ich sag, nur dranbleiben. Du kannst das. Ich habe gestern nicht so gut gespielt. Heute, Gott sei Dank, war ich besser. Aber ich hoffe, wird es noch besser.
Ja, komm, besser. Also 104, fast 105er Average, über 60% Doppelquote. Das sind schon exzellente Werte.
Ja, aber er hat auch verpasst. Wenn er das alles ausnutzt, das schaut komplett anderes aus. Aber ich muss ehrlich sein, das war wirklich, wirklich hartes Spiel. Und meine Arbeit hat sie wieder gezeigt.
Der größte Tiefstapler auf dem Planeten Erde, Mensur Suljovic. Du bist ja mit einer ganzen Reisegruppe hier nach Hamburg gekommen. Das ist ja unglaublich. Das ist ein ganzer Fanbus.
Ja, ich glaube, das sind Vierlinge. Wie sagt man das? Ich habe mir gedacht, wenn ich schlecht spiele, dann kann ich mich auswechseln lassen, dann kommt er wer an.
Nein, wir sehen dich später wieder. Gratuliere nochmal. Mensur Suljovic, den sehen wir heute Abend im Viertelfinale also wieder. Und er wird zu tun bekommen mit dem Sieger des letzten Achtelfinals, Willie O'Connor gegen Kim Huybrechts. Für euch schon mal der Hinweis, dass wenn das letzte Match gespielt ist, ihr kennt das, dann werden wir den Saal einmal räumen und dann werden wir ein bisschen durchfinden.